Well, let's see, over on this side, over on these raised beds over here, and boy, these were just wonderful this year. Anybody who hasn't tried raised beds yet, this wet spring really made a believer out of me.
Let's talk about some of the benefits of raised beds.
Okay, great. Well, because they're raised, this year they drained much better. They were the first to dry out after when the rain finally let up. So that helps a lot for drainage. And then because you're containing your garden in a confined space, you can really concentrate your effort, as well as like the soil improvement. Soil is so important for a garden, so you can really make just this much soil beautiful. So here I have two kinds of potatoes. This is a fingerling potato. You can see the leaf looks quite different. It's more finely cut. And then here is a more traditional boiling potato. I think it's Green Mountain is the variety.
So why are there flowers then coming off the leaves?
Yeah, isn't that neat? They still flower, but you don't need the flower to make the potato, because the potato is part of the stem. It does tell you at the stage the plant is at. After it starts to flower, the tubers are actually starting to form underground. You ever heard of new potatoes?
Yes.
So those little tiny baby potatoes,
right.
When they start to flower, that's the time to start looking for them. So I could do that, but I don't have that many potatoes. So
right.
if I dug these up for new potatoes, my whole crop would be gone in one meal.
Amy, what are these growing here?
So these are regular storage onions.
Okay.
These are copra here, and then I have a red onion. If you look down, you can see how that's getting red, and that one's more yellow. And then these are scallions. See how close
right.
they are. So I plant these from seed, and I planted these, probably in late May, and they're just going to grow a little bit more, be long and skinny scallions. And I can cut them now and use some for chives if I want, or let them grow a little bit more and pull them up then as regular green scallions. And then here are shallots, and these are kind of fun. Look at how interesting they grow. They kind of grow in that cluster. I planted just one of these little bulbs. Each of these was one little bulb, and then as it grew, it multiplied.
Well, let's get on to the beans.
Okay, I'll go over on the other side so I can reach better. One thing about these raised beds, you don't want to make them too wide. This one is a little under 4 feet wide. 4 feet's about as wide as you'd want to go, because you don't ever want to have to walk in your bed. So this way I can reach across without killing my back.
Good idea.
4 feet is the maximum width, but you can make them as long as you want.
Look at this.
So look at the difference in size. And because these peas here aren't going to be here too much longer, they're probably 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks if I'm lucky, and then they'll be gone. So I'm going to plant the beans up pretty close to them, because they get along well.
Coming up.
Exactly. Yep. And they're going to make a nice wide bushy row, probably a good 12 inches across.
Okay.
It always helps to anticipate how big your crop is going to get.
And it tells you right on the back.
Yes.
This is very important to read the back of these. I found out quickly.
It's amazing how much good information is on there.
It gives you your planting spacing, your
Okay, what does it say for depth?
For your depth, it says 1 to 2 inches.
Which is a way different. The carrots I should have shown you, it said 1/4 of an inch.
Right.
Yeah, so quite a difference. The bigger the seed, the deeper you go. Kind of makes sense, because you want to keep them well covered. So 1 to 2 inches. Okay, so I'm going to need.
And it even tells you your days till germination, which in this case is 8 to 16.
And the reason why there's such a variance is the temperature. So because we're doing this closer to midsummer, I'm expecting them to come up a lot more quickly than they would have if it was, like a May planting.
Right.
So these, because they're so big, I can space them out a lot. What does it say for the ultimate spacing?
Row 18 inches and plant 3 inches.
3 inches apart for the plants? Okay, so I'm going to put them about 2 inches apart, anticipating.
Then you can thin out.
Yep, thinning some. Thank you, good assistant here.
Yes. My daughter is my husband's assistant, and I come to pick.
There you go. And someone's got to eat them.
Pick and eat.
I usually throw in a couple extra there. Okay, I'm done.
Okay.
So now what I do, because they're bigger, I usually kind of take my fingers before I close the row and kind of push them down in. Like that. That seed soil contact is so important. If you want to do your end, you can do yours. And then just kind of, sometimes I'll take these clods and just kind of break them up over the top. So that's a nice fine, so the emerging shoot doesn't have to push too hard to get up through all that stuff. Again, we water them, and then we're good to go on those too.